If you're someone who helps run a large hospital or clinic, you know the drill. You're constantly juggling massive buildings, complex systems, and, of course, the budget. And a big part of that budget? Your wireless network. It's absolutely essential. But man, it often just feels like another line item, another cost. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if that network could actually be a powerful asset?
Okay, so let's picture a typical hospital. We're talking sprawling campuses, mazes of hallways, deep interior rooms, and concrete basements. In a place like that, having reliable communication isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a lifeline. It's critical for patient care, for safety, for just getting the day-to-day operations done. But way too often, that lifeline gets weak, and that creates some really dangerous gaps.
So, let me ask you, where do your connections fail? We all know those spots, right? Those dreaded dead zones? Now, for a visitor, a dropped call is just annoying. But for a doctor in the middle of a critical consultation? Or for a first responder rushing to an emergency? A dead zone is a huge problem. It's a communication failure right where you need it most.
And that communication gap, it creates this serious two-headed problem for anyone in administration. It's not just about inconvenience. It's about a fundamental risk to safety. And at the exact same time, it's a constant drain on your budget. The crazy part is, the very same infrastructure is at the heart of both issues.
This really lays out that dual challenge, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got the risk factor. First responders show up and can't get a signal. Staff and patients can't reliably communicate. That directly impacts safety and the quality of care. Then, on the other hand, you have the expense. That network costs you money every single month, and that cost means other essential projects get put on the back burner. It's a frustrating no-win situation.
But what if you could just flip a switch on that whole way of thinking? What if you could take that system, that network you see as a cost, as a liability, and completely transform it into a powerful asset that solves both of these problems at the same time?
The key to making this happen is a technology called carrier offload. And the concept is actually brilliantly simple. It takes the wireless endpoints you already have and turns them into mini cellular towers. Just like that, you wipe out the dead zones and create a seamless, super reliable cellular connection everywhere in your facility.
So here's how that transformation actually plays out. You start with what you've got, your existing endpoints, which right now are an expense. Then, step 2, you introduce Nomadix carrier offload. That's the switch. And boom, step 3, those exact same pieces of hardware are now an asset. They've become a network of mini cell towers that makes your entire facility's communication rock solid.
So what do you actually get out of this transformation? Well, it goes right after those two big problems we talked about, the risk and the expense. And it solves them by creating two incredible new benefits. You get enhanced safety, and you get a brand new stream of revenue.
This is what it really boils down to. You get two huge wins. First, a major boost in safety. That communication gap is closed. First responders, staff, patients, everyone has a reliable connection when it counts. And second, you get new revenue. You can actually make money from the very same infrastructure that used to be just a cost.
All right, so what's the catch? What does it cost to implement this kind of transformation? The answer is right there. Zero. Nothing. Because the system uses the wireless endpoints you already have, there is no new capital investment required to start generating new, reoccurring revenue month after month.
The model is really straightforward. You get paid based on the amount of data, the gigabytes, that your newly empowered endpoints collect every month. Just think about it for a second. All the data being used by patients and visitors streaming videos in waiting rooms or staff using their personal phones. All of that is now captured, and it generates revenue for you. Revenue that can be used to fund other projects and offset expenses.
Now, I know exactly what every single CIO and CTO watching this is thinking right now. This sounds great, but is it secure? And that's the right question. In a healthcare environment, security is everything. It's not negotiable. And the answer is yes. This is built from the ground up with security at its absolute core.
See, this isn't just some flimsy add-on service. We're talking about true, enterprise-grade security that's baked right into the network layer. It uses advanced tech like Hotspot 2.0 for secure, seamless connections and SIM-based authentication. That's the same standard your cell carrier uses. It gets rid of all the vulnerabilities you see with open Wi-Fi networks and encrypts every bit of traffic from the device all the way to the carrier's core.
But here is the single most important point for your peace of mind. This carrier offload traffic operates in complete
and total isolation from your internal hospital network. It never touches, sees, or interacts with sensitive patient data or your critical clinical systems. It is a secure, separate environment that delivers this powerful service without introducing any risk to your core operations.
So, when you look at your facility's wireless network from now on, I want you to see something different. You're not just looking at a utility, you're looking at a hidden revenue stream. It's a genuine opportunity to create a safer environment for every single person in your buildings, while at the same time turning a monthly expense into a recurring source of income.
Which really just leaves us with one final question to think about. I want you to look at the infrastructure you already have, that network that's costing you money every single month. After all this, do you still see it as just an expense, or do you see it for what it could be, an untapped asset just waiting for you to flip the switch?